Hey folks, ET here coming at you with a week ahead look at a few tickers this week. We have XOM, we have Microsoft, and for the earnings degens that asked, we have Apple, but after looking at that, real nothing there that's conclusive that would make me even want to attempt an earnings play on that. Absolute gamble, but I will cover its levels anyways because a few folks did ask. Let's go ahead and jump in with XOM really quick. I've got its gamma levels and its support resistance is drawn. We'll say its largest dark pool is around 121. So I'm thinking a little bit of short XOM if it gets this level and rejects this week is what I'm eyeing to around the 115 level. If you drag your cursor over here, you can see there's been some price contention around this 115 spot a little bit. So that's kind of where I'm looking, maybe just right around there for a potential short. I will say its customer sentiment is actually an inverse. So when it's bullish, it's more bearish. Okay, so keep that in mind with XOM. If you're looking at it and you go to its dealer Greeks back test, you'll notice that they'd be in the negative, which is usually bullish on a ticker. But if you put that back test up, you'd actually see that they're a short, which means that right now with bullish customer sentiment, XOM is actually a short, not a long. So just keeping an eye on these levels. I would like to see it retrace up a little bit. There are some pulls above to 125, 120. Any sort of market weakness, a lot of times we see a run in energy. So I'm looking for a market strength day that sends energy down while other things go up. All right. So I'm looking for a day where we get a bit of a pop first and then maybe short at 150 to 115 a few weeks out, going for there. All right, so we've looked at that. Now let's take a look at Microsoft. Very interesting here. Microsoft's biggest pull is right around where price is. All right, but what's interesting to me is even after its earnings, customer sentiment is starting to decrease. It's got a little bit of a gap down to 375. It's got a decent repel level of gamma around 420. And if you roll your cursor over here, you can see there's been plenty of price contention around 420 as well. So what I'm really looking for is rejections off 420 for a downside move, okay, potentially to 375. So that's what I'm looking for with Microsoft. Pretty simple there. Let's go ahead and grab its dark pool really quick. I think I have it pulled up. 40306, pretty close to that. A loss of that very helps our case very much for some downside moves. Case can be made that if it pulls down and bounces to 375, that taking it back up to 420 would be okay as well, because there are some support resistances around there and some gamma levels as well. So that's Microsoft. Let's go ahead and jump into Apple. Let's take a look at its largest dark pool, 169.09, and I do believe we're sitting right around that price right there already. 169.30, which is really close to its largest dark pool. Interesting look here. Its customer sentiment has been quite bearish. It's starting to trim a little bit. It's still in the bearish territory, but data really cannot predict from any place what earnings look like. Even if you look at the flow, 5 minutes where the bell rings, they are mixed. Google ripped the other day, and there was a ton of bearish flow going through at the end of the day. So really just goes to show you that the market's going to react how it wants, but how it would like to, how it wants to. But here are our levels. Biggest gamma pull is 170. Looks like we like to revisit that level a lot. There's another sizable one down at 155. All right, and then we really have some support resistances all the way down. And if we have a big daily drop here, for some reason it's bad, and we've got some definite room up to 181 as well if it's good, and even 196 up there near our all-time highs. All right, so Apple's pretty simple. I'm not touching it. I really don't like any of the data on it, to be honest, so far this week. I don't really see anything interesting that sticks out to me that says this might be a smart earnings play, but here are its levels for anybody that wants to enjoy it. That is all for now. Everybody stay safe out there and go get that Oprah money.